was born on February 22nd, 1857, and he came down with a fever, which nowadays is very treatable, simply as easy as going to CVS and getting some Tylenol. But of course, back in those days, we didn't have such modern conveniences as we do now. And he passed away from it on December 15th, 1865. And one of Merritt's final wishes was to have his father put a window in his grave because he was scared of the dark. He was scared to die. That's what he told his father. He said, "Do I have to die? I'm scared to die." And, Christmas time is for, giving thanks to each other, giving presents, getting presents. And Christmas time that year, 1865, his parents, William and Sarah, had to bury their child. This is little Merritt's tomb. As you can see, it does get quite a few visitors every year. We've left coins right here. You can see toys left right there. And now, quite some years ago, this grave was sadly vandalized and his skull was stolen. Luckily, however, it was tracked down, and the local idiot who desecrated his grave and stole it was quickly apprehended, and Merritt's skull was recovered and placed back in here. And this grave right here was it sat here vandalized for quite many years until a young man by the name of Stephen Foster, he actually was interested in this story. I believe his grandmother would take him to the cemetery and he would visit this grave, and he wanted to raise the funds to fix it. And he wrote a book about his story, and he sold enough copies to get the money to have it fixed up. So shout out to him. He did a good job with that. And this is the grave here of his parents, William and Sarah. William was a pretty successful businessman. He was a stonemason, and he ran a rock quarry here in town. And one of these graves, it would be Merritt's little brother. I believe he died when he was practically a baby. That would be William Beardsley Jr. And so a very interesting grave, to say the least, but however, very, very sad. Can you imagine, being this boy's, can you imagine being this boy, like, knowing you're going to die? And, back in those days, we didn't have electricity. Everything was lit by candlelight. So you can imagine, he would be out here at night. There's no electricity, no nothing. And as frightened as he was of the darkness, the next day the sun would always come up and give light to the earth. And, he knew passing along this very cemetery, he would see it at night, and he was scared to be here because he knew when he died, this was where he was going to be. And he made that promise. He made that request to his dad. And his father thankfully honored his request. And, over 150 years later, this is, if this story doesn't tug at your heartstrings, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I often say this, thank God we were all born today with the advances in modern medicine, something that people used to die of, whether it was, tuberculosis or fever or syphilis or even the common cold, are now treatable things. So we should all be blessed to be here now. Never take a day for granted. Best believe, never take a day for granted. Rest in peace to Merritt Beardsley and his little brother William Jr. and his parents, William and Sarah. It's quite tragic to lose two young children like that. The sun shines on everyone someday, as it does today. Okay, I'm Lamont at Large. I'm out of here. I'll catch up with you later. God bless. Peace out.